Alrighty, what is up? What is up, beautiful people? How are we doing this fine Tuesday? All right. You got no cameras on. That's all right. That's not a problem. If any of you have joined last time, you joined us right when we were in the middle of our offsite. Now we're back in the grind. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Well, Tuesday for me. I think Monday for most of you. And we're gonna get the ball rolling very quickly. Now, for those who joined these events, thank you for joining. These are the awesome and epic sessions that we host around deliverability, around smashing the smashing the inbox folder and making sure that we've created an infrastructure for you all that is always going to be successful, right? It's part of our Inbox Impact Mondays. So we will be doing this as a 15-20 minute quick smash through. And what I usually tend to want to do in most of the sessions is bottom right corner, drop your questions, your things, your highs and hellos in the chat. This one is a fun one. It's one that I haven't done in yearly 2 and a bit years because I used to host these sessions myself in the early days. All the way from start to end. Obviously, we still have Swapnil helping here, and we're very grateful for that. But what we've got, though, is me running the questions, me running the answers, me running the support. And if you have any questions as well, I will be the person to assist you. Now, before we kick off, I do know some of you have also raised questions around making sure if you're in beta or not in beta, if your account has actually been transferred. Your account should have been transferred. I personally confirmed and closed all of them out yesterday. If not, though, just feel free to drop it in the chat over here, and I will make sure that is sorted out. So, for that being said, we can kick off, right? So, sweet. Like I said, bottom right corner, drop in any questions. I'll do my best to have them answered as soon as possible. It's going to be a 15-20 minute high impact in and out for all of us. But I have to do this. It's part of just how the world operates. Where in the world are you all from? I'm right now in Sydney. It is summer over here. I'm loving it. You're all in the Celsius mechanisms. It's starting to get in the mid-30s. Let's kick off. Whereabouts in the world are you all from? And dropping your temperature as well. Come on, this can't be this dead. Ain't no way this dead. Where's everyone? Where's it? There we go. Scotland, Jesus Christ, -2 degrees. Okay. That's I'd rather maybe not have heard that. West Palm Beach, let's go. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. UK cold. I think that's good enough for us. Awesome. All right. Budapest. Ooh, Budapest. That's which part of the world now again? Oh, you're in Hungary. Nice. Okay. That would be cold. 6 degrees. Ooh, okay. Never mind. I'm integrating with Clay. Any potential issues? Nope. No potential issues with Clay. Clay's working perfectly fine. Sweet. All right, everyone. We're going to kick off with the SmartDelivery demo. I'll be running right through it. The video is being recorded and we pushed up to YouTube as well. So do not worry at all on that perspective. Don't worry, we can also use these sessions as like a meta support, etc. I'm more than happy to help you out where is not possible, but I'm definitely going to be keeping it very, very subjective to SD and SD alone. So I will just quickly share my screen and start my screen share. Yeah. Okay, we should be good to go. And I believe we should pretty much have that entire thing going off for us as well. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to get my thingamabobs in place. Ideally, all of you can see my screen and we're having a good time and we're kicking off. I've got the chat open as well, so don't worry. If you have any questions, I'll get that answered for you too. Make sure if I am not clear, I am as clear as I can be, and my pretty voice is very reflective of any questions that you have. Now, 3, 2, 1. In short, SmartDelivery is an email automation and email placement tool. The goal of email placements is to allow you to go ahead and get transparent access to how your emails are actually performing in your leads' potential inboxes themselves, perceptive to them using Outlook, Gmail, or any of the vendors we provided. Why? Super simple. If you use Open Tracking, the way Open Tracking works is most tools, including us, we have some format of a version where we inject a mechanism of an image. When that image is rendered, when an email is opened, that tracks as an open. However, images in general are treated as HTML content, and HTML content emails tentatively have a lower deliverability. So, in your impact and effort to improve your deliverability and track your metrics, you're actually impacting it as well. So, we want that fixed. And we know for a fact when we do plain text emails, they work absolutely stellar. Even if you're having an Outlook to Outlook, Gmail to Gmail, all that drama is handled quite well when you're doing email placement tests that are just plain text as well. So where does SD come in and why is it so valuable compared to the rest of the world and what the market has to offer? Number one, there's several factors. First one is it's directly integrated into Smartlead itself. So you don't need to go ahead and send a manual email in third-party tools. It's whatever you have connected to your Smartlead account. You have a campaign running, click a button, click two buttons. I'll show you how to do it. And then you've got your test running and it'll actually parallel your test results to your actual SD results. And it'll be awesome overlap. Second, you'll actually have insights into every single nuance and piece of the puzzle as to what's impacting your deliverability. So you can go ahead and fix that, whether it's your IPs, it's your copy, your tracking, whatever it is under the sun, we've got that sorted out for you. Third, you actually have access to something called warm-up campaign copy. Unlike any other warm-up infrastructure in the world right now, or what we've got, when you click this button that we'll show you, we will actually warm up your actual campaign copy with your actual lead variable. So it's almost like you're sending it for like a warm up, your actual email itself with your lead content as a warm up. Have it open, have it move to the primary folder if it lands in spam, have it reply to with positive intent. So when you actually send it out to the field, it's working well. Why? Intent is actually very simple. For the years, what we've come to learn is Google and Outlook have put more and more bias towards copy. That's why you see these AI copy updates from Clay actually tentatively have a lot of impact. Where Spintax works great, yes, it still does, but AI personalized one-on-one copy has to have the highest amount of impact nowadays comparative to your DKIM, DMARC, SPF. You're sending patterns of volume, the way you send the warm-ups, mailbox you use, the ESPs you use, the sending patterns that you set up, the copy and content that the technical content that you contain, the blacklisting, all that stuff put aside, the one that seemingly has to have the largest amount of impact is your actual copy itself. So by warming it up, the impact over here is that you're seeing very, very strong results when you actually send the email out to the field. So that being said, let's kick off with a quick spam test. Now, there's two things that you see, automatic and manual. A manual and an automatic are pretty much the same thing. The difference is an automatic test is a bunch of manual tests combined. So I'm going to click on spam test. I'm going to go with an automatic test right now. Once I'm over here, I'm just going to call this SD Impact Monday Demo. So we have something called spam filters. Spam filters are basically pretty much what filters are. We have something called Spam Assassin right now. We're soon going to go ahead and bring in Barracuda. We'll also have Google Postmasters. We'll also have Proofpoint. What are these other spam filters? They're basically segments and tools or privatized tools that exist for these larger enterprise companies that you all are probably trying to sell to, or what some part of the market calls SEGs, which is secure email gateways. So if you're working at like a Microsoft or large company, no, that's not take one. Let's say you're working at Apple or Facebook or even Oracle, the Google spam filter is not enough. You want to protect your company and your team with very specific nuances. In that case, you use something called a Barracuda or a Proofpoint. These like enterprise level softwares that sit on top of your entire email infrastructure with custom ruling and engines. So what we're going to be doing is adding Barracuda and Proofpoint over here as well. So in a situation you're sending an email to any of these leads of yours that belong to that have Barracuda Proofpoint wrapped on top of it, that will actually go ahead and also give you a good indicator of how your mailboxes are performing. Now, for now, what you need to care about with Spam Assassin is if your score hits anywhere near 5, that is a tentative or I guess extrapolated assumption that there's a very high likely chance that Google is also going to mark your spam because that's just the general consensus rule that we've seen. So the link checker is super cool. If you have links in your copy that are blacklisted, because that also matters, we'll actually check that for you and let you know. And then the sending throttle, without putting too much effort into this, you want to keep it at 10 minutes or 15 minutes. This number is the exact same number that you set up in your campaign creation process, where you set, what's the time gap? I want to send between 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I want to send it between every 5 to 10 minutes. As you drop your questions, I'm actually going to answer them because, like I said, I'm soloing today, so I'll be here to help you out quick. So sorry if I do jitty. When it comes to ESP, when would you recommend using a service like Hypertide versus Microsoft directly? Personally, I'm not sending hundreds of emails a day. If you're not sending hundreds of emails a day, JP, you definitely just want to stick to Microsoft hardcore. That works really well. The Hypertide type experience where you have like a nuanced shared inbox infrastructure where you're doing multiple domains and you're doing 2 to 3 mailboxes per domain, you're doing like nuanced of the warm-ups, work really well. We're doing mass scale sending, which is great. However, if you're just doing a couple hundred emails a day, a Microsoft, just hardcore Microsoft mailboxes would be perfectly fine for you to go. FYI, we've got that coming up as well on our side in Smart Senders itself. We can just buy individual mailboxes versus shared mailboxes. Sweet. I'll go over what flaggable means very quickly for you, Evan. I'll just go to the second piece and just finish this up, and then I'll show you the results. So click on next. You want to just select a campaign. Doesn't matter which one it is. Monday onboarding, you can select sequence one. You can view the copy. As you can see, it actually has the variables over here, which is great. You can even select the mailboxes. These are all the mailboxes that belong to that campaign. I'm just going to select on all three of them to pop up, apply, save senders. And the modifier, this is the one that you want to look at. IMO, you probably don't want to care about most of them. We just have that as an option for most people. If you're selling to Europe, you want to have DE and FR covered. Otherwise, G Suite and Outlook and Hotmail are your best friends, and Office 365, obviously. So Office 365, G Suite are like Outlook and Gmail accounts that are professional, and then personal are basically, I mean, Hotmail and Outlook are the same thing. They just obviously rebranded. So save that. And this is the magic sauce that I mentioned. You can just hover over it. It tells you what exactly it is. So if you've got 1,000 leads in your campaign, your 1,000 leads have custom variable content, we'll actually send emails with that variable content injected. So massive win for you. Save and next, select the frequency. You usually want to do it at the same frequency as the campaign as well, and sort of pre-fill that for you anyway, as is. And you simply want to pick an end date. Usually, depending on how long your campaign is probably going to be running for a couple of weeks, if not less. I'm just going to keep that for now. Save frequency, and then just click that. Boom. Your test will kick off, and you'll start collecting your data. Now, very quickly, I'll parlay into that so that we can also jump into the question that Evan had, which is, hey, what exactly this? So you can see over here that 2nd December the test ran. I got 75 in the inbox and 9 in spam and 18 flaggable. So flaggable is basically a mechanism predominantly impacting Outlook, where your emails or your IP that you're sending from, which is pretty much your Gmail or Outlook or your, MTA, your mail transfer mechanism, that particular platform that you're stuck with or you're using, your ESP, that has been either flagged, the IP address allocated to them has been marked as marked as spam, or the copy that you're sending has been flagged for spam. So at those moments in time, what ends up happening is you, as the person who you're sending it as, your own ESP, which is usually Outlook or Gmail, that they tend to do this, they themselves go ahead and block it and they don't send the email. Or what ends up happening is this email over here has bounced by the receiver, which means we have a seed list of 1,000, 2,000 Gmail and Outlook accounts. They actually bounce the email perceptive of the fact that wherever you're sending it from is marked as flaggable, or it's low quality server, low quality IPs, or it's low quality copy. That's effectively what that means over there for you. So hopefully that makes sense. Evan, if the test indicates you're landing in spam, how do you know it is bad domains or bad copy? Great question, Grant. The way I tend to do this is like a trifecta mechanism. The trifecta mechanism here is we still want to give a sense of weightage to blacklist. So if your domains are blacklisted and you're landing in spam, then there's a good impact. You want to make sure that your domains are impacted because you're blacklisted. If your domains are not blacklisted or your IPs are not blacklisted, but you're still landing in spam, then you have your direct answer, which is your copy that's causing it to land in spam. So it's your email account preventing the email from being sent. Sometimes, so Evan, it depends. So you can actually go into your actual mailbox if you want at times, and it will actually tell you that your own mailbox, your own Gmail and Outlook account is like, this is so bad, I don't want to send it myself. And we've seen that happen sometimes with people. Cool. Now we'll just pop in over here. So results breakdown, super straightforward, inbox, tab, spam, and pending. You can see the score is actually super clean. Minus 3.1 is happy days. That means you've not got anything that is, super crappy. Here you can see the relay is in validity with the RBPL. That's pretty much effectively calling out the fact that there is some issues with respect to your relay network that I've set up with for sending these email campaigns, and that's something for me to look at. perceptively so. Um, And for me to look at, meaning that if I'm using Outlook and Gmail, just for FYI, a lot of this blacklisting stuff, a lot of the IP reputation, et cetera, really does not apply to you simply because of the fact that Gmail and Outlook IPs really don't have any impact on what you actually have as a result of deliverability. Because Gmail and Microsoft are publicly owned IPs, they are refreshed consistently, and they have a very complex network and mechanism of parlaying your mailbox across millions of IPs that they own. So you don't need to worry about that piece of the puzzle. If it's only when you have your own custom SMTP or using these third-party SMTPs that are very specific to their own, that is when you want to be a bit more focused on that. Cool. So if I click on ESP IP reputation over here, it'll load up in a second. So you can see, so just for reference, this IE100.net, those are all Google, right? So whenever you see IE100.net, that means you're just sending from Google IP address. Obviously, these are all Google IP addresses you can see over here. So none of these things really matter. Like I said, these blacklists over here, also to just flag it out for you guys, anything that's gray in color, ignore. If it is red is when you want to focus on it, but the gray in color ones, we just invested a lot of time and we've covered like 500 blacklists just to give you the complete threshold view. But the gray really means doesn't make a difference. The red, if that shows up, is what you want to focus on. And as you can see, the domain is completely clean. Smartlead domain is clean. It was the IPs that were blacklisted, and that's simple because for that one campaign that was done, it used a set of IP addresses from Google that were blacklisted, and that's what caused that to occur. My personal favorite view over here is definitely this one. You've got the provider view and geo view. So the provider view is basically going to give me a context of how my mailboxes are performing on, a lead level. And as we've known, Outlook's having a bit of a moment. You can see that it's 50%. Pretty much Outlook said Tata goodbye to me, but G Suite works, clean and clean. But you can see Office 365 is getting better. So, which is something we want to focus on. And we're seeing that shift happen. If you've joined these, this is session number 3, which is the third week. I think if you watched the first week's video, this was actually at 100% spam or flaggable. Now it's gone to 75%. So we're seeing a good result to push through, which is great news for everyone doing outbound. Outlook and Outlook, those are obviously personal. You should not be emailing personal anyway. And GeoView also helps because sometimes we've seen that the ESP is subjective to geographical views actually have different, I guess, algorithmic updates, maybe because of GDPR compliance issues or so on and so forth. So yeah, now what do you do basis on this? When you have certain results over here, like I mentioned, the trifecta I tend to focus on is if you're blacklisted, then you want to make sure you sort that out. If you're not blacklisted, but you're landing spam, you want to sort out your copy. In a situation, you're seeing this over here where basis on your provider view that you are landing in spam for some and primary for the other. In this case, let's just say we take Outlook 365. I'm landing in 74. I still care predominantly about Gmail. What you can actually go ahead and do is you can select the campaign that you have over here. And we've actually added a nifty little thing for you all. So when you click on this and you click on, you click on edit and you go over here. You scroll down in the campaign settings, just give it a second. If it shows up, yep, there you go. I actually show you for your campaign, your distribution of your lead. So your leads for this campaign are 89% Gmail, 11% Outlook, and 0% others. And I know for a fact that these mailboxes that I just used for this campaign are working extremely well for Gmail. So in that case, I just one click of a button, do that, click save settings, and it'll send predominantly just to Gmail accounts. Cool. I hope that helps. So you can see the impact is going to be massive, and you'll see nuance changes are going to come through. Does tracking link and opens? Yeah, absolutely. Johanna, if I pronounce your name right, it definitely does impact deliverability. Assuming all blacklists are 100.net and not read when you do the deep dive into the list, it is assumed a copy issue. Yeah, well, 100.net is Google's RDNS, so you can actually ignore that altogether. It does not have any impact. If we do ESP matching, should we do SD? Should smart delivery every email mailbox to send only to its own provider as well? But sorry, mate, I didn't understand that. If you could just repeat that question, please. That would be super helpful. But yeah, yo, that's like I said, I'm gonna keep it super high impact of you, and be respectful of your time. I know it's Christmassy period and it's happy and exciting days, so won't take too much of your time away from it. But you can drop your questions in now. I'll have that answered, and I'll make sure that we've got everything cleared for you. We do these sessions every week. We even have some super strong experts coming through who can help you out with these questions as well. So got some value through peace. Should you set up automatic tests on all variants of your copy? Great question. Um, Technically, yes. Uh, and if it helps, we do have the variant copy version coming in on our side soon, so we'll actually do that for you. But technically, yes, you should. Boys, sorry, I'm messing your name up. I still don't understand your question fully with respect to ESP matching. Should we do smart delivery every mailbox to send only to its own provider as well? I don't fully understand that, but if your question over here is, if you do ESP matching, let's just say I have 3G Suites, 3 Outlooks for a campaign, I have ESP matching. Two? Should I do 2 different smart delivery, one with G Suite sending to only G Suites? Yeah, I mean, give it a crack. You technically don't need to because if you select all the vendors, it actually gives you the data yourself. So because you can select Gmail and Outlook, it makes no difference. And you can have all your mailboxes already selected, makes no difference. We'll give the results anyway, and we'll actually let you know how it actually is working. So you should be fine either way around. Do I have to try improve my delivery from Google to Outlook, or is it best to split send Outlook to Outlook and Gmail to? Same question, I guess. Um, if your SD report is showing that your mailboxes that you own for that campaign are performing better for Outlook versus Gmail, then just focus on Outlook. Simple as that, right? But if you see them performing better for Gmail, then focus on Gmail. Grant, $1 million question. It is in beta, and I'm currently approving PRs on the other screen right now with the lead engineer working on the Smart Delivery API. So that should be some loud news coming out for you all. Pretty much ASAP this week, or maybe tomorrow, day after. Maybe not tomorrow, but day after. Can we run smart delivery even though the campaign has a shot? Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely run an SD test as soon as even if the campaign has started. So that should not be a blocker for you all at all. Sweet. We'll take 3 more minutes of questions if you all have any, and we'll call it a beautiful day and a beautiful week ahead with another awesome session coming up for all of you. These ones are a lot more candid, private, and like little classroom university. The other ones we've got like 300, 400 people, so it can get quite noisy. Like this one's, yeah, this is homely, so we can actually have the conversations for those of you who've been with us since the early 2022s, where we used to do these sessions with one-on-ones. Any chance of getting the core API getting rate limits? Yeah, Evan, just ping support chat, let them know your use case, and we can get that increase for you almost immediately, so it should be fine. We will be also overall reholding a lot of the stuff in December so that the API can go a lot more batshit crazy for you all in terms of gets as well as posts. So win-win. Sweet, sweet peas. Any other questions, everyone? If we are running out of steam, I will probably drop it and let you all beautiful people be. But I will take one more question for anyone else coming through. But since I am a hype person, I will take one hype piece for you all and let you know that we've got something super exciting coming up with respect to deliverability again. In about a week and a half to 2 weeks' time, next week, Friday, look out for it. I'm not allowed to give any information, unfortunately, as much as I tried and begged the product team. But this one's gonna be a big one. Big, 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 big. See, there you go. See the face that just opened up and told me I can't share anything. I can't share much, but there's something exciting coming. Um, uh, at least the data I can give away, but other stuff I can't give away. So, but super fun stuff coming up your way. Christmas is going to come in just a week before for a lot of you. Sweet. All right, everyone. Looks like it's slow season on the question side of things. Thank you all. Thank you for copying in. Like I said, private, cozy, and exciting. So you have any questions for ST, feel free to drop it. The Slack chat also exists. For any questions that were pending over last week, I sincerely apologize from our side. We had an offside. The team was working super hard. So we're trying to work through all the questions. So if there's anything pending, let us know. If you've got your SD still in beta and the numbers not pushed through, it should be done. If not, just shoot us a message. We'll get that through. Otherwise, thank you. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week ahead, and see you in the office hours where we got a massive deliverability expert coming in and breaking down a lot to do with what you actually have to do to improve your deliverability for your mails, either in a copy perspective or on your sales perspective. Thank you. Goodbye, and chat to you all soon.